400 metres. This the first semi-final, and there's the lineup. Jared Deacon of England, Sean Baldock of England, Marcus Legrancy of South Africa, Alain Francisque of Grenada, Blackwood of Jamaica, Shane Nemi of Canada, Chris Brown of the Bahamas, and Paul McKee of Northern Ireland. Good lineup this, and we should get a few more clues now as to the real quality of Francisque and Blackwood. There's Legrancy, the third sub-45 man in the field. The South African hasn't been past the semi-final stage in a major championship thus far. There's a real opportunity for him, with a best of 44.65. 6.22 is Alain Francisque, the Grenada record holder, world finalist last year. And what a talent he could be. A confident young man, a finalist in the World Championships last year, as I said, and he's bettered 46 seconds before 2001, but went on to crack 45 that year. I tell you what, he hadn't bettered 46. He improved by more than a second in that season. 44.87, and he looked so impressive in qualification, he really did. But Michael Blackwood, the Jamaican outside him, well, who knows? The all-yellow strip. 28 now, 44.64, his best. Francisque has got a good draw, but the two Englishmen, Jared Deacon, drawn in lane 1, and Sean Baldock in lane 2, both have impressed to get through to this stage. Baldock 4.55, improving in stature race by race. He's a better competitor this year, certainly, and Jared Deacon's made great progress too. Tough for them though, first 4 go through to the final. Well, that was Baldock, I think, in the second lane. Well, Michael Johnson alongside me. Michael, we've got an opportunity now to find out your thoughts on this.
Well, I think that Alain Francisque has been running incredible. I mean, he ran very well during the collegiate season. Keep in mind, he's had a very long season. Indoor collegiate track and field in the States starts in January, sometimes February. So then you got the outdoor season, and then you go on to, he went down, I'm sure, and ran his championships. And he's been on the European circuit a little bit. So it's been a long season for him, but he's building off of the success that he's had.
We're still not quite sure. This is Legrancy. We're not quite sure about Blackwood, are we?
No, he hasn't been. I think he had some injuries. From what I understand, he had some injuries earlier in the season. So he's been a little bit inconsistent, but he's a great talent. You can never count him out. And Marcus Legrancy, you know, what he ran earlier this year was pretty nice.
Well, there is Blackwood, the Jamaican champion this year. Looks so easy, but it's difficult for us to assess thus far whether he was really easy or whether he just looked easy and was working hard. But let's just remind you of the lineup. Deacon, Baldock, Legrancy, Francisque, Blackwood, Nemi, Brown and McKee. The first semi-final of the men's 400 metres. Time, no real break. Legrancy's gone up pretty quickly, and Blackwood once again gone up very steadily indeed, and Legrancy props down the back straight, and Chris Brown of the Bahamas has gone up very quickly on the outside, and so has Nemi of Canada. But the action now beginning to open up in the middle as they approach 200 metres. Legrancy is there, and of course so is Francisque. Francisque in a good position at the moment, and Baldock is going well to 200 metres. The Englishman is improving race by race, is in contention here right on the outside. Chris Brown of the Bahamas is leading as they come, and Baldock is there, and all of a sudden Francisque is in a little bit of bother, and so is Blackwood, and Baldock is coming down, and Chris Brown on the near side. It's all going to close down in a minute, and Nemi the Canadian coming through, and here comes Francisque, but this is Chris Brown, and Francisque I think is going to get it just. Francisque from Blackwood, from Nemi and Brown, and I tell you what, that was some finish, and what a race, 45.07. But what do you say about Francisque and Blackwood, Michael? They were way down at 300.
They were way down. The first 200 meters was a completely different race than the second 200 meters. Baldock started to look like, after he picked it up the second 100, like he was going to actually make a move. Francisque probably came through the first 200 at about 21.6 or 7. It was a terrible first 200. You know, right here, this race is about to completely change coming off the curve. Francisque and Blackwood, the guys that you think would have been in the lead at this point, have to just come like a house of fire coming down the home stretch, and they do. They're not going to be able to do this in the final, though.
Well, what about Shane Niemi, the Canadian? Well, at best of 45.19, he ran it very well, and he's got himself into second place here. According to the computer, it was very tight. Let's look at it. Chris Brown of the Bahamas in the all blue on the outside was there. But Francique, Niemi gets the second, Brown gets third, and Blackwood gets fourth, and they're the 4 qualifiers, but it didn't come much closer than that.
No, and Shane Niemi was helped out by Chris Brown. He took it out very hard. He was first through 200 meters, ran a very good first 200 meters, and brought Shane Niemi through.
Baldock on the inside. What about the 2 Englishmen? Baldock ran a very fast 300 and paid for it, didn't he?
He did pay for it, but, you know, with a class field like this is a pretty good field for Sean Baldock. So, you know, he's really got to take it out hard and aggressive and just let the chips fall where they may, and that's what he did. You can't fault him for that.